Hey guys, welcome back to Devil TV. Let's talk about Marcus Rashford, a big talking point right now at Manchester United. It's been throughout the season and it's even more so now. Okay, let's take it back from the beginning. Okay, Rashford comes back from injury middle of October, late October. He scores a couple goals off the bench. Oli puts him on the bench, brings him on 60th, 70th minute. He comes, he scores a couple of goals. Okay, a couple of people trying to claim that Rashford has lost his pace. I have to disagree. Times this season, he's still amazingly quick, just like Alanga is. We don't have that many players in our squad who are blisteringly quick. They're not, like, their speed is out of this world. We don't have any players like that. I would say Alanga, Rashford are one of those players, or two of those players. Look, Rashford this season has been a big disappointment. I think he only has 2 goals under Ranić. One of them being against West Ham and another one might have been against Everton or whatever. But look, at this point, Rashford for me, it's going to be tough for me to see him under Ten Hag. I think under Ten Hag, we're expecting a lot more of what we expected under Ralph, which was counter-pressing, possession-based football, playing out from the back. And look, guys, this season, it's been a terrible time seeing us play out from the back. It's been terrible. We can't keep the ball. And even under Rolly, let's be honest, we play counter-attacking football. Yes, like I said, at times we tried to play a high line. We've seen it earlier on this season against Liverpool. We lost 5-0. We tried to play a high line against them. We don't have quick enough centre-backs except for Varane and Bailly, who's never played this season. Only played twice or 3 times maximum this season. That we just don't have the centre-backs for that, to play a high line. And this is why the summer is going to be vital for Manchester United and Ten Hag to get the players that we need. And look, Rashford, let's talk. This video is about Rashford because I like Rashford. He's one of my favourite players, and it has been for the last couple of seasons. Even when he first came in, and he was one of the bright sparks when he first came in. You know, I think injuries. Look, is he carrying an injury? I would have to think he's not, because we have enough players on the wings where you put Alanga, you got Garnacho. Yes, he's a youth player, but it doesn't matter. He should have been brought on yesterday. To be completely honest, against Chelsea. We've got Link. You can play Lingard on the wing. You can play, obviously Sancho has been ill. So, but you got players who can play on the wing, and I doubt Rashford is carrying an injury. I think he's just in bad form. His decision making is not good enough, and it's been like that all season. You know, on the ball, he's not smart enough on the ball. When he tries to take on a player, he loses the ball, and we've seen skillfulness from Rashford last season, the season before, where he's taken on a player and he's gone past them, and his pace. Look, I just think that this season, even though we've played some counter-attacking football under Ralph, which we didn't expect to, I think we all expected to play more possession-based football. And yes, we said it would take a couple of months for the players to start, getting used to his tactics and his style of football. But we didn't see any of it. Let's be honest. We're basically where Oli was at. I think the only thing that's better under Ralph is let's be honest, I think we have been a bit better in terms of staying compact at times. I think under Oli we're a big mess. I still think we're quite a big mess. I mean, even yesterday against Chelsea, the press, look, we press and we press well, but there's no organisation in the press. There's no structure in the press. You've got 3 players pressing 1 player, and then the right side of the field is completely empty, and then it's an easy pass. There's no structure in this team. I do think at times we've been better out of possession in terms of structure and formation, whether we play a 4-1-4-1 off the ball, whether it is, I think at times this season we have shown signs of being better off the ball. I do think that there's a bunch of inconsistency this season, even under Rolly and Ten Hag, where some games will look better out of possession than others, and it just speaks to the players. It shows me that the players don't listen to what Ralph is saying. For one game for us to be better than the other, I mean, how can you go from being one game very good to being terrible in another game where you're possibly playing a similar formation, which we've seen under Ralph this season? He's played 2 or 3 games with a 4-2-2-2. He switches it up. The players can't do it. Do a 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, and we still look terrible in other games. And that's it. We've been mostly terrible under Ralph. We've been mostly terrible. Yes, some games have looked better. Still not good enough. Inconsistency this season, and we've got inconsistency all over the pitch. Fred, inconsistent player. McTominay, inconsistent. Bruno has. Yes, he's got some stats this season. He's created the most assists in the Premier League this season. Sorry, he's created the most chances in the Premier League this season. In the Champions League as well, he's still been poor in possession. He's been poor. He keeps losing the ball. Always looking to that godly pass that's never there. He panics once he gets pressed. He panics under difficult situations, Bruno, and he does not thrive in possession wants, where, you know, trying to create chances. He doesn't thrive in possession. If he can't keep the ball more than 3-4 seconds, he can't. Players like Sancho can do that. You would expect Rashford to do that. But the thing is with Rashford, what I'll say is this season, what we've seen, and we saw it yesterday, his passing has been terrible. He does one good thing and then he does a terrible thing. And I think it's even, look, he tries when he's in possession. He tries to dribble past a player. He tries to do everything he can to get a goal or create a chance. He doesn't cross enough, which he needs to do a lot more of. And off the ball, he's been poor. Look at yesterday. Has to look at the goal we conceded yesterday. We conceded that goal because of Rashford. Elanga is on Reece James. And even then, Elanga wasn't completely on Reece James, but he was marking Reece James. Alonso's by himself. Who's meant to be with him? Rashford. Where the hell was Rashford? You look at the highlights. He's not. You can't even see Rashford there. You can't. Dalot. That's not Dalot's man. You look at it and they're playing a back five. He's playing as a wing back. Alonso. Rashford needs to be on him. And we saw it plenty of times this season. And even yesterday, he loses the ball and he doesn't run back. And look, in the first half, there are a couple of times where he loses the ball and he chases. But it's again inconsistency in a game and throughout a season. He's not. It's like he gives up. It's like, okay, I tried to do it once. I didn't get the ball back. I'm not going to do it again if I lose the ball. And that's what I saw yesterday. He loses the ball, chases it. Next time it happens again, he doesn't chase it. And again, it comes from Alonso, a player who is not quick. He's not the greatest wing back, Alonso. He's really not. But it comes from there. Why? Because he's left by himself. Dalot's probably got to mark 2 players. And that's it. Dalot gets the blame for it, but it's Rashford's man. Rashford should be on him. Elanga was on Reece James. Rashford had to be on Alonso. And this is the thing. Rashford was playing on the left from the beginning of the game and he was meant to be tracking Reece James, but he wasn't. Reece James was constantly getting diagonal balls from the defence and had a lot of space to put crosses in the box. He was their man of the match. And this is the thing with Rashford this season. Not smart in the final decision-making of the game in terms of the final pass, the final dribble, the shot or the cross is always the bad decision. And yes, at times it's okay, because not everything is going to go down how we want to see it go down. Not everything is perfect, yeah? But when you see Rashford not doing enough off the ball, listen, if Rashford would have done a lot more off the ball, if he had done what Elanga done yesterday, he probably would have gotten at least a 7 out of 10 performance, because he would have tracked back, he would have recovered a lot of balls that we lost in possession. And Matic yesterday, a senior player who's going to leave Manchester United, he was phenomenal. The assist was amazing. How many times did he recover the ball? Blocks, interceptions Matic got yesterday. And this is a play that a lot of people say he's lost it. He doesn't have any pace, which he doesn't. He takes on a player and he makes forward runs. And yes, you do want your defensive midfielder to stay in that position, to control the midfield and not get run over. But even yesterday we saw it. McTominay is a player who hides. Didn't have many passes yesterday, McTominay, when he's off the ball, he does better off the ball than he does on the ball, in my opinion. And even then, off the ball, he's suspect, because he doesn't... Look, Kante caused him a lot of problems yesterday. Kept getting caught out by Kante. Kante was too fast for him. And he lost him a lot of times, and he caused us a lot of trouble in defence. And this is the thing. Let's not blame everything on Maguire. Let's not blame everything on Telles. Let's not blame everything on Wan-Bissaka or Dalot or Lindelof. Our midfield is shambles, and this is why, look, this again, today's come out again, Ruben Neves, linked to us, Calvin Phillips, there'll be massive improvements on our midfield, and there'll be less pressure on our defence, especially when we already have a suspect defence. If you had Lindelof and Varane, okay, it's a good partnership. Lindelof is not world-class, Varane is, right? If you had a great midfield, imagine you have Kante, Kovacic, and then you have, for example, Maguire, and then you have Varane, okay? Maguire's a liability at the back, in my opinion, okay? He's a liability. He'll be troubled a lot less because, okay, we might be playing a slightly higher line because we've got a better midfield, but there will still be some worry there, but you'd be a lot better with that midfield because we'll be better protected in the midfield. We won't be run over. And even Kante is not a defensive midfield. He's a box-to-box. But it shows we don't have the right profile players for this. And this makes me miss Fred. Because Fred in the midfield is someone who, under Ten Hag, might be appreciated. And this is it. Look, Rashford, I don't know how he's going to work under Ten Hag. He doesn't seem like that player for me in possession to hold up the ball. And again, I think Rashford wants to be a striker. I think I see it in his game. I see his greediness in the game. I do see the runs he makes. We can all see it when he plays. So I think under Ten Hag, I think he's going to struggle. I think even players like Bruno will struggle. I do think they're not those type. Sancho is that type of player. Ronaldo can be that type. Ronaldo's very diverse. We've seen him in every sort of team. A Madrid team who was very attacking, and a Juventus team who was also attacking but was quite strong defensively. And a Man United team who we've been defensive this season. We've tried to be a bit more possession-based and more attacking, but it's not worked well. And Ronaldo's got 23 goals in 33 games this season. He might finish off the season with 26, 27 goals in a team where we struggle to create a lot of chances for him. And we've been poor. And that's it. So, guys, let me know what you think on this Rashford situation. Let's keep an eye on the transfer situation because I'm excited to see what midfielders we get this summer. Got Brentford on Monday. Let's see what happens. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.